Hello, welcome to Co-Parenting with an Ogre. I've been saying this for a while because humor is my ally, okay? It sort of puts me right where I belong. It's the only news I listen to is through comedians. That's why I don't hate my life. So, I've been saying this. I co-parent with an ogre, and then I started thinking, is this a negative way of saying things? Like, do I want to keep co-parenting with an ogre? But I never answered the question until now, so let's think about it. What I really mean is I'm co-parenting with a narcissist. The thing about Earth, right, is that this is the land of contrast. This is not the place where only good things happen and everybody's good and everybody has good intentions. And that's on purpose because we grow and we learn how to be resilient, and we learn, yummiest of all, we learn what we're made of, because we're made of, I don't know if you can hear that siren, but that siren is my jam. Justice coming in at emergency speed. We are made of fire. That's what I was gonna say when the fire truck started sounding. We are made of so much power. And when a narcissist comes into our life, or an ogre, it is a sign that your power, your fire is being summoned. So it's a sign that you have great power, that you have an enormous force that lives within you, that is you. So I want to take an opportunity to redefine this idea of the narcissist, and especially in terms of co-parenting with them. Okay. There are two things I want to say. One, I want to add. One is, I don't know why I do this, like two things I want to say, because I have no idea now, but I have every idea. Everything I need to say is going to happen exactly as it needs to. So co-parenting with an ogre. Yes. This idea of negativity, well, that's not nice. Well, good. So it's great when somebody thinks something is not nice, because we didn't come here for that. We came here for the contrast. We came here to play. And trust me, I know there are times it's really not funny, but you know what? You can make it funny. You can make it whatever you want. I can hardly find a person who is comfortable with when I have something to share about my darling little ogre. And trust me, I am not a negative person. I'm not. I am an extremely kind person. In fact, the only thing I find myself working on, needing to work on, is giving my kindness more strategically. So I'm not giving it to everyone because I'm extremely kind. So if you've heard of an empath, I'm sure you have, right? People who are extremely kind are empathic. They are the perfect target for a narcissist. And here's the truth about the ogres. They are not big and bad. Everybody. So I've studied bullying for over 10 years and everything associated, right? I wanted to know the cure to bullying, particularly in the school system. But we all go to school. And so when we become adults, we learn if we become assholes, school had a lot to do with that. That's an aside. Big and bad, people who act big and bad are the weakest. They're the weakest. And I mean act big and bad. They're always putting on a whole lot of heat and flashing and just turning on the big and bad, whatever. Okay? The showy ones. Not the real badasses. All right? Ogres, number one, if you look it up, they're not real. Just like this narcissist that you are co-parenting with. They're not real. And the game is to rise above the illusion. My siren song. So, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that more. I think that's enough to say in an introduction because, a little taste of me talking could be like 4 hours, but it's going to be less. They're not real. The ogre is not real. It's a made-up fictional character, and these people make up a character for themselves. They want to make up a character that makes you afraid of them, and they're a predator, and they're playing out this character so that they can trick everyone into never looking at them for who they really are, because what they believe about themselves is that they are the biggest pieces of shit who exist on this earth. Sad, but true. Do we feel sad for them? Maybe not, but sad and true. Undeniably so. Now, the other thing. So, back to that whole negativity part. Here's the thing. This series, this discussion, this conversation is an expression of love. And I think we can all agree that this world that we find ourselves in, especially at this time, demands more love in the most unique fashion. Whatever we've been doing is not going to cut it. Here's the new way. The new way to love, especially people who come to characterize asswipes, not assholes, asswipes, right? There is a difference. An asshole is functional, like the asshole between your cheeks. An asswipe is a shitty piece of trash. So people who come to characterize a lot of trashiness in your life, it's not for nothing. It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice for them to come here and play that role. if they weren't playing that role in your life, who would prompt you into your greatest place of power? Think about it. No other person in your life has summoned your power so loudly. I wouldn't need all this power dealing with my lovely children. Maybe in the teenager days, just a little bit, but not that much. I wouldn't need so much power dealing with people who love me. I wouldn't need so much power dealing with little flippity flip, silly people I have to delete from my life here and there. I wouldn't need all that power. And meanwhile, there's got to be something said for the fact that this ogre is a standstill in your existence. It's like you were born to find your power. You're born to hone in on your power, your fire, because you're stuck with them until whenever. We'll talk about that too. There are choices. So, such important things to talk about, such delicious things to talk about, to tune into. And I can't wait to have this conversation with you in full detail. See you next time. Ooh. Yeah, that has become one of my most necessary words in my vocabulary.